Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mana Cave. My name is Ed.
My name's Travis.
And we are doing the fight for the wild card spot. This was something I asked you guys to give us feedback in the comments section. Tezzeret from the M19 Planeswalker decks was basically... Yeah, because there was 5 of them, right? 5 from M19. He's all alone. He's all alone, no one to fight with. Legitimately. We did give him an exhibition match just so you guys could see him in action, and he got trounced. And in the meantime, I'd said, well, here's a list of different Planeswalker decks that fought and lost in the first season. Let us know what you'd want to see as far as one of them fighting him. The sort of even split of votes ended up being for the original Ajani and the original Chandra deck. So that's what we're going to do today. Yeah. Travis, you are playing...
Chandra.
Chandra.
It's a red-white vehicles deck.
Yeah. But
all I remember about it is that it's a red-white vehicles deck.
Because remember, this is going back to Kaladesh. So
yeah, this is Kaladesh. Is yours Aether Revolt, though, I think?
It is...
Because I think Kaladesh was Nissa and Chandra, and I think yours was...
because there's at least one Aether Revolt card in here, so it must be Aether Revolt.
I think it was Tezzeret and Ajani.
Yeah, because the way it worked is that for that, there's only going to be cards from Kaladesh, but because this was Aether Revolt II, it's going to have cards from both Kaladesh and Aether Revolt in it.
Naturally stronger.
Okay, so yeah, I am going to play Ajani, which is a green-white deck. And I think it's a lot of counters and a lot of...
Revolt, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was sort of the big mechanic from it. I do remember liking this deck. I never actually got a chance to play this deck. Steve played this deck on the Mana Cave. I never got a chance to play it. I think I played it like off camera or something like that. So I'm curious how to see how these two are going to match up because they're around the same set. So, what do you think? Just off the top of your head, what do you think? How do you think this is going to shape up?
I liked vehicles. The problem with vehicles is if you lose one, they're a 2-part component. If you lose one part of the component, they're just an artifact. Yeah. So I worry that I may find myself susceptible to some removals here and there kind of thing. But there are advantages to them too. They tend to have higher power and toughness ratios to the mana cost. So that's it. That's right there.
This is going to be a best 2 out of 3 match. And whoever wins this one is going to face Tezzeret. So then this is pretty much the last puzzle piece we need to finish off all the matchups. Or lock in all the matchups for the second season. So there's 2 parts of the second season. This is being filmed in October. I'm hoping to have the second season maybe completed sometime around November. And then maybe do a special Christmas episode, which we haven't done in a million years.
Yeah.
Or 2 years. Close to a million. Anyways, so we're gonna kick things off by determining who's gonna go first by rolling. 8.
5.
Okay. Now, I had to mulligan, so I'm starting off with 6 cards. So, I'm going to scry first before we do anything else before I forget.
You didn't even put a dice on.
No.
Living crazy.
I just completely remember this time, even though I don't normally remember these things. Let me just quickly check. That can go on top. I'm going to show you guys my opening hand. I'm going to show you also what I scried to the top, if that's okay with you, Travis.
Yep.
Okay. So that is my opening hand. As you can see, it's definitely not the worst, not the best. But this is the card I scried to the top. So I'm going to set that back down there, and I'm going to bow my head to your opening hand. Dead silence.
Dead silence.
Travis doesn't give anything away.
That's my opening hand. Lots of red and white cards in there.
7 of them.
Well, technically...
a mix of both land and cards.
Well, land is colorless. We've been through this. As are, artifacts. Say vehicles, they're colors too, so...
No, I won the die roll, so I get to go first.
Yeah. That just means I'm on the draw.
I'm going to kick things off with the forest and pass it to you.
No, I think it was the Nissa one that had that Aether card that was eventually banned anyway. 1 mana, search for land, I think. Aether, and get an energy.
Yeah, it's already on screen.
Attune with Aether.
Attune with Aether, yes. Yeah. So whenever we don't remember the name of a card, I try to hunt it down and still put it on the screen, so...
I just drew this, so I'm going to play the Stone Quarry.
Okay.
It is just a red-white land that, taps red or white, enters tapped.
Okay.
Pass 2.
Going to draw the card that we already know about. I'm going to play Plains. I'm going to tap 2, and I'm going to bring out Ajani's Comrade. It's a 2/2 elf soldier. It's got trample. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control an Ajani Planeswalker, put a +1/+1 counter on Ajani's Comrade. Okay, there you go. Pass the turn to you.
Okay.
So if I get Ajani out, this could get bonkers.
Yeah. Play a mountain. I'm going to tap the mountain and another thing for 2 for the Sky Skiff. It's an artifact vehicle with flying and crew of only one.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty nice.
It's 2/3 flyer. If I have something to crew with, pass back to you.
Okay. Alrighty, I'm going to play another forest. I'm going to move to combat.
Move to combat.
I'm going to swing in with my not quite a bear.
Alright, I do not block with my creature that I can't crew, so I'll drop to 18.
I'm going to tap 2, including 1 green, and bring out Ajani's Comrade, which we all know about now. We're old friends. Pass the turn to you.
Untapping. Drawn. Playing planes.
Playing planes.
Yes, I have played each top card in case anyone was looking. Should not give too much away. I'll tap 3 for the Weld Fast Monitor.
Ooh.
It is a lizard, artifact creature lizard, 3/2. I can tap a red, and it gains menace until the end of the turn. So here's the real downside. So I'm going to tap a blocker to overcrew my flyer, and swing in for 2.
2 by air, right? It's a flyer, right?
See, Travis, rethink this here. Now, you could do that and just go with your instinct, or you could, in theory, keep him back, block. I don't have to crew before block, but I can still crew and, in theory, eat a 2/2 with my 2/3.
But Travis, you know only war.
I do know only war, and I'm trying to be a better Magic player. I just usually it's because I'm playing aggro, but now I'm like, okay, I'm facing 2 2/2s now, so I think I have to not be aggro. So I am just going to play my Well-Fast Monitor and pass the turn. Not to give away that I might be looking to crew in combat and block, but
makes sense.
Well, I should move.
It's interesting because I think I'm overly defensive, and then whereas you feel you're too aggressive at times. So I think we have interesting matchups, and we make mistakes. If we do consider the mistakes, we do make them in completely different ways. I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
I'm going to swing in with both of my 2/2s.
So I'm probably blocking removal, but I will crew my Sky Skiff and block the left one. Not the right one. My left. You're right, of course.
Okay. So damage goes through, and this is going to die.
Yeah.
And you are going to take 2.
2 more. Drop to 16.
I'm going to play a Plains, because I haven't played a land yet. I am then going to tap for 1 green and bring out Narnam Renegade, which has Death Touch, and it's got Revolt. So it enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn. So it did, so I do get to put a +1/+1 counter on it. So it is now a 2/3 with Death Touch.
That is a very, very nice.
Yeah.
Bit of mana there.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I'm going to pass the turn to you now.
Did not know this card was in this deck. Play a mountain. Yeah, let's do this. Tapping for 4 for the Oval Chase Dragster.
Ooh.
Crew 1 vehicle, trample and haste. So I'm going to crew that. Overcrew, because unfortunately crew isn't like a mana thing. I don't have 3 crew in my crew pool. Crew pool. Hashtag crew pool. So I can only crew the 1 vehicle, even though they both only crew 1.
Okay.
So it's a 6/1 with trample and haste, and I'm going to combat.
Yep.
Attack for 6/1, trample and haste.
I'll take the 6.
All right.
Okay, so now to 14.
That was my 4 mana. Pass back to you.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to play a forest. I don't know why I keep forgetting to untap my creatures. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to tap for 5. And I'm going to cast Aid from the Cowl. It's got Revolt. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a permanent card, you may put it into the battlefield. Otherwise, you may put it into the bottom of your library. So I'm going to put that there.
Well,
that's on the end of my turn. So I would have to lose a creature on my turn. Move to combat.
Move to combat.
I'm going to swing in with just the 2/3.
Okay. I have no blocks, so I'm going to drop to 14.
Okay. Now I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Okay. Plane of Plains. Waste 4 mana. to cast Flame Lash.
Oh,
Flame Lash deals 4 damage to target creature or player. So I'm going to Flame Lash. I mean...
The 2/2?
That was my 4 mana. It was instant at that speed, but whatever. Especially now that he has that enchantment, it kind of makes a lot more sense to do it on my turn. Once again, crew up my Dragster and swing for 6.
Okay, so I'm going to be taking 6 because I don't have that blocker up anymore. Part of me wanted to hold back, but so I'm down to 8.
And then pass back to you, sir.
Okay. Try to remember this time to untap my creature. I'm going to tap for 4, including 1 green. I'm going to cast Armorcraft Judge. When Armorcraft Judge enters the battlefield, draw a card for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. So I do get to draw 1 card.
Nice.
Okay. And then I'm trying to decide whether I should attack or make the same mistake I made last time where I attack with one of them and make me... I mean, at 8, so I could survive another 6 damage. I don't want to take another 6 damage, though. I'm going to just pass the turn to you.
Okay.
Play a little bit more defensive.
Okay.
Okay.
So if I crew that, I can fly over for 2 without you losing anything on your turn. Wait, it has to be on your turn, right?
It has to be on my end step, yeah. So if I lose it on my turn, then this can trigger. But it won't. If I lose a creature on your turn, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah. So I'll totally crew up my buddy.
Okay.
And send in my buddy.
I'm going to put the 3/3 in front of it instead of the 2/3 with Death Touch. It may seem weird, but I think having a Death Touch creature might be a little bit more useful. Okay, so damage goes through?
Damage goes through.
Okay, so I take 3 still. 3 goes on to this, and they're going to trade.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm down to 5. Do you have a Lava Axe in that? I can't remember.
No.
Okay,
I don't have a Lava Axe.
Because that would suck.
So I'm going to pass to you.
Pass to me? Okay. Oakley dokley. Interesting. Move to combat.
Move to combat.
Swing in with the 2/3.
No way to block.
Okay.
So I'll take 2 damage.
Then I'm going to
drop to 12.
Tap for 4. And I'm going to cast Ajani's Aid. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Ajani Valiant Protector. Reveal it. This is an enchantment, by the way. And put it into your hand. If you shuffle your library this way, shuffle it. I can sacrifice Ajani's Aid, prevent all combat damage a creature of your choice would deal this turn. So that is going to go in my little enchantment section there. And I'm going to search for Ajani and see how far down he was.
I like that card.
I do too. I actually do too. I would like it if it was an overall fog effect and just all combat damage, but you take what you can get. Yeah. So there is Ajani. I'm gonna do almost bent cards in half there. Okay, get you to cut.
Boom, boom.
And there. Now I'll quickly read off Ajani because I didn't do that before. Ajani, Valiant Protector, 4 loyalty Planeswalker. His +2 is put 2 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target creature. His +1 is reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card in your hand and the rest on the bottom of the library in a random order. His -11, good luck. He starts at 4. His -11 is put X 1/1 counters on target creature where X is your life total. That creature gains trample until the end of turn. His put 2 +1/+1 counters ability is almost as good as that because my life total is only at 5. So he's now in my hand. And Travis, I'm going to pass
on
the
your
turn.
End step.
On my end step.
I'm going to play a very dangerous game here.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to tap for 4 to deal 4 damage to target creature or player. I'm going to do 4 damage to you directly.
Oh, no. Oh, so I'm down to 1? Yikes. Okay.
I'm going to untap. I'm going to draw for turn. Okay. Then I'm going to tap for a red and a white to cast Cathartic Reunion. As additional cost of this, discard 2 cards.
Okay.
So I'm going to discard Renegade Freighter and Stone Quarry. And I'm going to draw 3 cards.
You know what's sticking to my head? I was like, oh, does this deck have Madness? I couldn't remember if that said doesn't have Madness. So Madness is you can cast something even after you've discarded it. So
come on, crap, and more crap. Well, I might as well at least play this crap.
Okay. Plains is useful. I'd really like another land, actually.
So that can go in the bin.
Okay.
You know what I'd like?
To do 1 damage to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can, obviously, crew, fly. Pretty much, I'm attacking with a 2/3 flyer. You have 1 life. I think I gotta burn.
I gotta sacrifice this, so I'm gonna sacrifice it and prevent all combat damage a creature of your choice would deal this turn. So that is the creature. So, combat damage comes my way. It's prevented.
Pass back to you.
Pass back to me. I still think you're doing okay.
I am, but anytime you give an opponent one more turn, it could just turn a lot of things around for you, and I just didn't want to give you one more turn.
Play a forest.
Especially when you can probably cast a Planeswalker that turn.
I can, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to spend 2 white and 3 green and bring out Airdrop Aeronauts. Now, this is kind of disheartening because it has flying, which is great, but it also has Revolt. When it enters the battlefield, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, you gain 5 life. I would really have liked that to have gone off. But sadly, a permanent did not leave the battlefield this turn. I would have even probably sacrificed the aid this turn just to get that to go off, but oh well. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So I got 1 man up, and I've got 2 blockers, so I'm going to pass the turn to you.
And Menace
Now, 2 blockers is important because that creature can be given Menace. And this is important as well, too, because it's got flying, so...
Draw for turn. Jeez. That's okay. So I'll play a mountain. I'm going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to cast Liberating Combustion. Deals 6 damage to target creature.
Oh. So, well, let's say because it's basically a death sentence anyways, right?
It says I can search for Chandra. But really, I'm just going to crew
and attack.
Yeah. So to save time. Like, I knew I still had a really good chance, but who knows what you could have drawn.
No, that makes perfect sense as well, too. So that is lethal damage. So.
Yeah. I was trying to get a second actual creature.
Oh, creature? I thought you were just going for burn. I was like, he just wants to...
I'll take that, too.
Yeah, because either way, right? So...
But...
I think I was just about turning it around. You know what I mean? Like
I know, that's what I was worried. I'm like...
Yeah, I think this was a closer game than it may have appeared to be, but
I pitched the Freighter thinking again because he's going to be a whole turn because I need to get that one had haste, which was nice, but like I just need a creature because I can crew that with any creature, attack, even give menace if I have to. So menace and flying, but I just couldn't get a second blooming creature going.
I think my biggest mistake was allowing myself to take so much damage when I could have taken out the what's it called, the
Oval Chase
Dragster. I could have taken out the very first turn.
That's an interesting card. 6/1 trample haste vehicle, crew 1. Like,
so I think taking the extra full 6 before I decided to block it, I think was probably my big mistake. So.
And I know that deck has some degree of life gain, so it was just get you before you could get life gain because that really sets me back. With only having 1 creature.
It is a best 2 out of 3, though, so I do have another shot at this. So we're going to shuffle up and get to the second game of this match.
Yep.
Okay, we're back. But I got some bad news. I got bad news for anyone who's a fan of Ajani. And that is, I had to mulligan down to 4 cards.
It was fun to watch.
We should have recorded that part. We don't normally allow cursing on the Mana Cave.
Nor do we flip tables.
No, but there's a little bit of both happening there. More the cursing than the table flipping, but still. I've already scryed, and I did put the card back on top, so I lost. I get to go first. Hooray. I'm going to...
Are you going to show, or...
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going past that. Forget it.
No, it's just like... Let's just get this over with. Okay, so for a 4-card hand, folks, you gotta admit, pretty nice. Pretty nice for 4-card hand. I'll show you guys what I scried to the top as well, too. I scried that to the top. Because, So,
sorry.
No, by all means.
Jumped up too quick.
You may show your... You started with... You get 7, right?
I get 7.
Okay.
So this card here, I've never really seen before, and I know how to use it. I'm just not sure when. or if to use it. So it's interesting. And yeah. So you may go, sir.
I may go. Okay. Oh, I don't draw. I just start. Okay. So I'm going to play a forest. I'm going to tap it. I'm going to bring out the Narnim Renegade, which is a 1/2 with Death Touch. It's got Revolt, but that's not going to matter. We saw it last game. Pass the turn to you. Well, you know, I told you it was a strong opening hand of 4.
I will draw. Okay. I will play Stone Quarry. So before enters tapped, pass back to you.
Okay. Now I'm going to play a Plains. I'm going to move to combat.
Yep.
Yeah, get in there.
Binged for 1.
Get in there for 1. I'm going to tap 2 and bring out Johnny's Comrade, which we talked about last time as well, too. So it's a 2/2. Pass turn to you.
Tap. Or draw. So play Plains. I'm going to tap for 2 and play the Veteran Motorist. It's a 3/1. When it enters the battlefield, I scry 2. Whenever it crews a vehicle, the vehicle gets +1/+1 till the end of the turn. So I get scry 2.
Yep.
I'm going to top and bottom.
I was really hoping you bottom both. Really hoping, but
didn't have haste, so I pass back to you.
Pass back to me. Okay. I'm going to do this. I'm going to tap 1 green.
You're going to prey upon, aren't you?
No.
Oh.
I'm going to cast Unbridled Growth, Enchant Land. Enchant Land has tap. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Sacrifice Unbridled Growth, draw a card. So I'm going to attach that to the Plains. I'm going to sacrifice it to draw a card. Now, it doesn't give you an extra mana. It just gives you 1 mana of anything.
Yeah, but that's like your Revolt on a stick.
Yeah, well, I've got 1 card in hand. So
fair enough. No.
I need a card. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to tap 1 other one. I'm going to cast Renegade Map. Renegade Map enters the battlefield tapped. I can tap it, sacrifice it, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. So for a 4-card opening hand with limited mana, still on turn 3, this is not bad. This is going okay. I'm at least doing stuff. I'm not going to attack. I'm going to pass the turn to you.
All right. And tap, draw a mystery card, play a mountain. I'm going to tap.
Don't you dare.
No, it's the Wild Pass monitor again. You know, he's handy.
Yeah, he is.
I'm not going to attack with my 3/1 because that's too much.
Okay, so this is my turn?
Your turn, sir.
Okay, so I guess untap my map. I'm going to tap 2 and play the Verdant Automaton. It's a 1/2 artifact creature construct. I can pay 3 and 1 green and put a +1/+1 counter on the Automaton. I'm just trying to decide whether I want to map now or...
Shall we map now or map later?
I don't think... I mean, normally, one of the things like Travis had pointed out is it's Revolt on a stick, right? So it's being able to put a permanent from the battlefield. But honestly, I just need the land, and I don't really care about Revolt that much right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap this, sacrifice it, and search my library for basic land, reveal it, put it in my hand, and then shuffle the library. Basic land. So I'm going to go with a basic... No matter what basic land I pick, I'm probably going to get a card in my hand next turn, which I need 2 of the other one from. I'm going to take a basic Plains, put that into my hand. I'm going to immediately play it, because I haven't played a land yet. Shuffle.
All these are solid choices.
I'll get you to cut. Oh, I hope you cut me a land on top. And I'm going to now pass the turn to you.
Got a pretty good board for not a lot other.
Yeah, 1 card in hand though. That's the thing, right? So yeah. I'm a pretty big disadvantage, but we'll see how this all shapes up.
Play to Plains. Oh yeah. So I'm going to tap for 4 to cast Flame Lash. On the Death Touch.
On the Death Touch. Okay, that makes sense. No, that makes sense.
It's kind of a waste because it's only 2 toughness and 1 mana versus 4. So,
but Death Touch isn't it's significant regardless of how big the creature is, right? So
yeah. And yeah, I think that might be my turn because that unfortunately burnt me out, and I'm not quite ready to attack just yet because I can't give it menace. That's only got 1 toughness.
Yeah,
which is really unfortunate. I will pass 2.
Okay. Ready. I'm going to play a Plains. Pass the turn back to you.
Huh? Okie dokie. I'll go combat.
Okay.
Swing with both.
Swing with both. I'm going to put the Comrade in front of that.
Okay.
Damage.
I'm going to tap 1.
No, don't do this to me.
For Built to Last. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's an artifact, it gets indestructible. It's not indestructible, so it's just going to become a 5/3.
5/3. So it is going to survive. I'm going to take 6 in total anyways. So I would have taken the 6, right?
No, it doesn't have trample. It doesn't get trample.
Oh, they don't. Oh, I thought that one had trample. Oh, no, that's the 6/1. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm taking 3.
Yeah.
My creature dies, your creature lives, though, still.
Yeah.
Which is still significant.
So then tapping for 1 red, 2 of anything for the Spireside Infiltrator. When it enters the battlefield. Oh, when it becomes tapped. Oh, never mind. Yeah. Oh, now I get it.
Yeah. It's good for crewing, right?
Yeah.
So
when it becomes tapped, it does 1 damage to each opponent. So it's great for crewing. I was like, enters the battlefield, does 1 damage. Like, that's not great, but that's not terrible either. I will pass just to you.
End step, I'm going to tap for 4 and put a +1/+1 counter on the automaton. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pay 4 and bring out the Armorcraft Judge, which we saw before. So when it enters the battlefield, I draw a card for each creature with a +1/+1 counter on it. So I do get to draw 1 card. I am then going to play the Plains, which I just drew.
You got more mana than me now.
I've got a 2/3 and a 3/3 on the board. I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Okay.
I'm equalizing, but you still got 4 cards in hand now, so slowly but surely. I don't know if I can pull this completely out of the fire yet, though.
Fire. Well, whatever. Tapping for Fleet Wheel Cruiser. Artifact vehicle. Trample haste. When it enters the battlefield, it becomes an artifact creature until the end of turn. So okay. I believe that means I don't have to crew it.
No, you don't have to crew it. For the first turn, yeah.
The first turn, yeah. It's cruise too. And we're just going to
turn everything sideways.
Turn everything sideways. Because there's not at least one thing that won't trade, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so this is definitely happening. The Judge is definitely going in front of the the Cruiser. And then I'm looking at 9. See, the thing is with this one more turn of being able to put a +1/+1 counter on it, and then it can block and survive anything except for this one, obviously, if you give it menace. So I want to actually keep it around. So I'm gonna let the rest of it go through. This is trample though, right? So I'm still taking an additional 2. So I'm taking 9, 10, 11. That puts me down to 6. That still puts me in a position where I'm gonna possibly just immediately lose next turn. So much easier if I could just know exactly what's in the next.
Oh, you also take 1 damage.
I also take 1 damage. That's right.
It deals 1 damage too. Yeah, it doesn't say just for crewing. It says whenever it becomes tapped.
Yeah, that's why it's good to crew with that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can block with this and kill either of these with this, but my creature is going to die as well too. The following turn, it's regardless of what I block, it's still going to leave a potential of 6 damage up. I'd be taking 6, 7, 8. That's going to put me down to 8. I have to actually block. I don't really have the option, and especially I can't keep letting this do extra damage to me each turn.
It'll ping away, yeah.
So as much as I would have liked to have been able to make this I have to.
Wall?
Yeah. Sadly. Okay, so damage is going to go through at this point. There's no other shenanigans. You are tapped out. So I'm taking 6 from your creatures that are unblocked and still 2 from the guy with trample.
Yeah.
So 8 in total, so I'm down to 8. Ugh.
They'll trade.
These both trade.
They both trade, yeah. And I pass back to you.
Whew. Oofta. Oofta. Well, I'm going to pay 3, including 1 green, and bring out the Silkweaver Elite. It's got reach. It's a 2/2 and it's Revolt. So sadly, nothing left the battlefield this turn. But if it did, when it enters the battlefield, if a permanent you control off the battlefield this turn, draw a card, which also would have been nice. And that is my turn. I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't see why you wouldn't.
So I'm not paying to give that Menace.
You're not paying to give it Menace.
No.
Well, since you're not giving me that Menace, I think I'm walking into a trap, but that's the better creature to block. So I'm going to block that one. Damage?
Damage.
Okay, so I take 3, so I'm down to 5. And you have the burn.
Flame Lash. Only 4 damage, though.
4 again? Oh my goodness, this is a replay. It's a replay. Oh.
Pass back to you.
Okay. I was figuring it was either pump or burn at that point when you wouldn't give it Menace because you needed, all the mana, so.
Yeah.
This is an important card, Travis. This is a very important card.
I'm thinking. Was it Expedition Map?
It's Renegade Map.
Renegade Map, that's what it is.
Renegade Map, and then 3 for the Daredevil Dragster, which is just a vehicle. I don't have anything to crew it with. I got 1 mana up. I got no cards in hand. So Travis, it looks like Chandra is going to advance.
Yeah, because there's another Flame Lash.
Okay. You feel a bit. Oh, it's a Renegade Map because enters the battlefield tapped as well too. So yeah. So I mean, it's tough starting at 4. I did. Oh, what would my next card have been? Oh, right. So yeah. No, I would have been. Yeah, it would have been good. So yeah, rough start, but even then, I got a lot of game out of just having 4 cards to start with.
Yeah. It's nice when you have those little creatures right away, because no matter what, you usually have to put somebody a little more on the defense. Yeah. Or you kind of stop their aggro either way.
Exactly, right? So
clearly you stopped me from attacking with a 3/1 a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even having a 1/2.
I forgot how many things have trample in that deck as well, too. It seems like
surprised too, yeah.
Yeah. So that's, that extra bit of damage, it helps, right? So I still think this is...
Cruiser is a rare, though. I was wondering why it was so good, but it's a rare.
Yeah. That's the one that automatically becomes...
yeah, for the 1 turn. And his crew is only 2. So it's still a 5/3 trample haste with 2 crew kind of thing, so...
Yeah, part of me thinks about, with the automaton, but I don't think I would have survived if I would have let everything through. I think I needed to at that point.
I had 2 Flame Lashes.
Yeah, so it would have been academic at that point.
It would have been so tempting had you pumped your guy up to 4 just to Flame Lash him and then plunge in, that'd have been cruel.
So for those of you who were hoping for an Ajani Tezzeret match, I do apologize that that's not going to happen, but I know there are a lot of you out there that wanted to see Chandra and Tezzeret, so you guys should be quite happy about that. So yeah, that's going to be the final matchup that was yet undetermined for the second half of season 2. So it's going to be the next game you're going to see after this is probably going to be Tezzeret versus Chandra 1. So yeah, we're slowly chipping away and getting near the end of season 2.
I'm getting confused by the genres here. I'm like, no, you're wrong, sir. When I just don't know my genres from my Gruul Chandra from my Boros Chandra, apparently.
It was nice playing Kaladesh and Aether Revolt. I forgot how much I like this set, actually.
Yeah,
it's a very quick paced set compared to some of them. So
again, we always say this about every deck, but man, could this deck just do from a little bit of servo sometime? Because there was a lot in here that was crew 1.
Yeah.
And servo, I think there was a 3 mana create 2 servos. It was 2 mana sorcerer, I think, create 2 servos.
Yeah. I mean,
they all could use some work.
Yeah,
that's the one that
all the Planeswalker decks could use a little bit of work. And I think part of me wants to hope that that's sort of what how Wizards built them is sort of like a flawed deck to give the person a chance to get a taste of modifying a deck before they actually fully build a deck. I'm hoping that's what their thought is behind it. I know it's also trying to preview as many different cards from it as they can. That's why there's not 4 copies of a lot of cards, because I'd rather have 1 copy of 4 different cards. So
a thing too. Yeah. For new players, this is a good way.
Yeah, I do like these particular decks. Yeah, so there we go. That's going to be the end of this episode.
Never say never, but man, Tezzer's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no way. I honestly, it's interesting that it's going to be another artifact heavy deck that's going to go against Tezzeret's deck, which is artifact heavy. But I don't think Tezzeret stands a chance. Been wrong before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But not as often as when it comes to these types of decks as I am typically able to guess who's going to win. So yeah. I mean, it might have been the pilot. I don't know. I think I did as well as I could, but you got a mulligan. If you got a mulligan, you got a mulligan.
Tonight, my friend.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, too, because we record 2 episodes back to back. So the previous one was with Rawls, and I just...
Each one was a mulligan.
It was rough. And one of them I should have probably kept mulligan. But this is exactly what happens. So if you mulligan from 6 down to 5, sometimes it's not any better for you, right? So
and then you just feel terrible.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with 4 cards?
Yeah. And not even just, like, I feel bad enough when I'm just playing and I have to mulligan down to, like, 4 or 5 or something. But when I know it's going to be a game that's on camera, that's meant to entertain people, I feel really bad because I feel like I've not just let myself down, I feel like I've let other people down. So, but yeah. Any final thoughts? Oh, one thing, sorry to cut you off before you even had a final thought. Someone in the comment section was wondering, and I think I might have answered this already, but in the comment section, someone was wondering if we were going to take the winner of season 1 and then have a match against the winner of season 2 once season 2 is completed. That is going to happen. That's one of the reasons why we want to do these seasons, to come up with champions each turn, and then they are going to fight each other. So then in season 3, the winner of that will eventually fight off season 4. Season 3 is going to be probably half the length of season 2. Because season 2 was meant to be much shorter until they decided to give us 5 Planeswalker decks.
If they're keeping core sets, I might factor in for 5. One of each color, core set, man.
It's such a long, I mean, you guys are enjoying it, and that means, like, the world to me. But it makes for such a long season, right?
Yeah.
And also I may tweak things to have almost like a point system or something. Someone suggested a point system that can almost sort of like help people determine which decks, are better. But I think even just having matches sort of does that. But yeah, so there might be changes to the next season, but for now we're going to continue on with the second season the way it is, but not till the next episode. So anything else now that I'm not going to cut you off?
No.
Okay. Okay. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you all in the next episode.